Wix released a AI site builder, which is wild.
Yeah, but a lot of builders had that. I don't know why that's
I think,
crazy in the
well,
news
obviously
right
because
now.
it's
Like,
AI in the news, but like also because it's, I think,
yeah.
using natural language. Ali, do you think it'll take
Mhm.
away business for marketing firms, or will it just make marketing firms more productive?
Not at all. I neither. I can't imagine it being that good. Not yet. Where you can just kind of like punch it in. I think it will make you an equally nice site on like Wix if you were doing it on your own.
Yeah, yeah.
It's on Wix, right?
Yeah.
That's has the AI,
Yep.
right? Compared to getting like an actual like proper person to do it for you, like. So you get what I mean? I think it will give you the quality that you would have done it yourself. So I think it will help people.
Will it
in
take them
that
less
way.
time though?
Individual people trying to build their own website, yeah, absolutely. But I don't see it replacing or even assisting or even getting involved at all with like a proper website developer or even like a designer using, like we use WordPress all the time using page builders and stuff. So even that, like, I can't imagine it replacing. I can't imagine just kind of trying to explain it, the brand and the vision of the website, and it just kind of like boop, you know? Boop, boop.
Yeah, I know.
So I think it will.
That's what I want my AI to
ChatGPT,
do.
every time you give it a question, be like, boop, I got the answer.
Why are we so lame? But no, so Ali, like, I think what it could do though is get you 60% of the way there.
Okay, so I don't know. I don't know. I'm personally sometimes that 60%, that 40% to finish it and to go through and understand how that's. It's like imagine you in like code in a way, right? I think that you might get the reference a little bit better. Let's say somebody does take you 60% and legitimately you only got to do 40%. How much effort will it take you to go understand what they did in that 60%?
So I'll actually give you an example
Yeah.
of today. Like I used it today, where I knew what I wanted. I wanted like for an API to take. I had the SQL for it, and I'm like, I just need the Java code that translates to the entities. It's like grunt work. I know what to do. I just need to type, and I don't want to type, right? It's just like copying it. There's probably generators out there, and I just went to ChatGPT and I said, okay, this is the SQL. Give me all the Java code that will give me the repository and then the entity classes for it, and it just went and printed it out. And it's easy code. I can see it is very there, and it got me 100% of the way for that.
Right, but I think it's like you said, it's an easier task, easier like piece of code that you can skim and be like, okay, yeah, this is
Yeah,
done.
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
I think where you're,
And that's what I mean. If it's a simpler website, simpler landing page, something that somebody just wants to do on their own, I can see it definitely helping there, right? Like imagine stuff as like basic as like make me 3 columns with 3 different services, you know? Right?
Yes.
Stuff like that, I definitely can see it like assisting.
Right. And so that's what my point is like it's gotten before that used to be annoying. Like you
Today's
would do it,
page
you know you have to
builders
do
are
it, that was
not
part
like
of the
today's
work.
page builders are.
Yeah. But now think of like it's the next layer on
Yeah.
top now, right? Of the page builder. It's like natural
Yeah.
language. Like you just describe it like I need a header, I need a footer, I need these 3 sections. It has this, it has this, it has this.
Yeah.
Go. Once all that's done, then you do
Design.
your
Yeah,
creative
that's-
the
work.
way I
Yeah.
read it, I
That's
think
where
what
you start
Ali's
doing
trying to
the
say is
design,
that
right?
like if you could use a page builder, you could all like it would be like there's not much change between what a page builder can do now and what a Wix AI site builder can do, right? But that's not where like the actual value is captured, right? Like if you knew you needed a footer, a header, etc., you wouldn't be going to someone to build a site. You just do it yourself. So I mean, using a page builder AI, it does the same. But like to have this specific domain knowledge to know how to design the site so that like it brings you customers or gets you better sales, like I think that's what Ali's trying to say. Like, sure,
It's the same thing. There's like other there's like a bunch. There's another bunch of graphic design tools where you kind of give it your brand and what you want to make, and it makes a graphic. And that's even more basic than a website. And it still does not really like reflect the brand or the vision every single time. It's not.
yeah, like that 40% difference could mean like the difference
Right.
between you being profitable or not, right?
Right, and that's my point, right? Like these AI tools,
Mhm.
as we said earlier. First of all, we're just
Yeah,
starting
yeah.
out. First off, but let's just say this is kind of there's marginal kind of improvements in the next like 5 years. I think what it's going to do is what we've discussed before is that it will allow people to work faster. It'll provide them greater leverage which will actually, at first I thought, I'm like, all right, it's going to need less of us, right? It's going to need less designers, going to need less coders, etc. But I never thought about the other end. Once it gets easier to do, then more people are going to want it too, because it's cheaper to do, right? And it's quicker to do. So there's more people trying to get into the space of more people saying, okay, I do want a website, or I need a website, or I'm going to start doing my own kind of work in this space. I might have AI applied to a domain I understand, and now I'm going to start using that, but I need a website. So let me go get a website done, and I'll give it still to another person, but they'll leverage AI to be site quicker.
I think
right?
So the cost will get cheaper. I think this applies to like the website, graphic design, code, anything that AI can do. Like you're saying, like, using the page builder as an example, like before page builders came out, right? When page builders probably first came out, we were like, oh, that's going to take away all the jobs. It made the barrier to entry, like you're saying, a lot easier. So sure, cheaper services will get cheaper, but like professional services, I think, will still hold their value. Because there's, more people can now say, oh, I can code, right? Or I can build you an app. But to get a proper app, you still need to go.
Yep.
And
so that's actually a good point. So it's like you were never providing, this wasn't the value you're providing anyways. It was a means to end, right? Like you using a page builder, you using or providing them that page, all that kind of stuff. That was the end product. But the value you're providing is the marketing, is the brand, is the vision, is the creativity.
It's understanding the requirements,
that,
right?
You actually,
that's what it is. Like, so a client will say one thing but mean something completely else.
Yeah. It's usually a complete opposite. Give them the opposite. I want a blue project. No, give them a red project.
It reminds me of that like meme where they're like, they said all the coding jobs are gonna go away, but then they said the PM still needs to accurately describe what they want, and the guys with a coffee mug, and he's like, "We're good." It's too funny. Like the client still has to describe the requirements to a T, and that's like never gonna happen. And so that's the hard part, right? It's good though. I think the leverage will help. Go ahead.
That was good. What's Mo's?
We're done.
Last time?
It's all good.
We're done?
That's our thing now. Just we're done.
We're done. No. Remember, we were like, "Oh, we're just gonna pause and then leave an awkward silence." And
yeah, I guess that's it.
All right, bye.